Decisions, decisions, decisions. How many of you feel like you just have to make decision after decision after decision and you don't even know if it's the right one? Okay, now, those of you who are watching in, there's a variety of differences when it comes to decisions. Some of you are about to graduate or you just graduated and you're like, I have no idea what my future is. Maybe you're a junior and you're trying to figure out what your future is going to be, so the senior year is pivotal. What extracurriculars do I join? Do I try out for that sport again? Do I date this boy or girl? You keep it going. Do I take that class? Is my class schedule too difficult? Maybe you're a sophomore and you're asking similar questions, but now your advisors are really starting to hammer. Hey, what are you going to do for the rest of your life? I'm like, I don't know, I'm 15 years old. But you have to answer these questions because your next year or two of high school or 3 might determine for you what you do for the rest of your life. Or you're going to wish you had taken these classes in 10 years. I don't know if that's necessarily true or not, but that's the thought. Maybe you're in 7th grade and your biggest decisions today is if you're actually going to win that Fortnite game or not. Maybe your biggest decision is literally just as simple as, I'm going to finish my e-learning and do well at it. But the reality is each of us have decisions, and because there are so many opportunities in our world today. Like some of you are sitting there like, I want to be a YouTube star. I'm going to do this. I'm going to become this person. I'm going to, you just make the list for you. And because there's so many opportunities, you get lost and crumble under the many opportunities, but with so little clarity of what your future actually looks like. And so for these next 4 talks, I want to help you answer these 4, or not answer, but ask and maybe answer 4 really big questions that we believe are going to help you make a clear path for your future. Whether you're in 7th grade, 8th grade, 10th grade, or 12th grade. We believe that these 4 questions are going to help you determine your future. And for this first one, the big idea is this. God cares more about who you are becoming than what you are doing. It's huge. Listen to this. God cares far more about who you are than what you do for him. Now, I know that I come up with a long list of things I do right and wrong. And I wonder what God thinks of me. God cares far more about who you are becoming than what you do. And now, in our world with Christianity today, we get lost in this idea that if I don't do a good long list of things of good or a long list of, if I do a long list of bad, then everything's messing up. That's not what holiness is. That's this fancy old Christian term called sanctification. That's not what it is. It is us becoming something new every day in Jesus. Jesus cares far less about what you're doing and cares far more about who you are becoming. So we ask these questions right here. We ask, what does God want me to do? Have you ever asked that question? Maybe your parents have asked you. Maybe your counselors at school have asked you that question. Maybe you are asking that question. Or maybe you've heard your parents say to you, would God want you to do that? And so it becomes this like labeling thing of, is that right or wrong? Versus, who is God creating me to be? And so we get lost in these questions. What would God want me to do? I almost assured if you are a sophomore, junior, or senior, you have been asking that question for a while, or you're starting to ask it now, and it's starting to become a very heavy question. What must I do? Here's what I believe you should ask instead. Here's the first question. Who does God want me to become? Who does God want me to become? Pause the screen right now, and I'll come back and I'll give you some final thoughts to help you answer that question better. Who does God want you to become versus what does God want me to do? That's a very difficult question to answer. And yes, the next 3 questions are going to help you answer that question better. So make sure you jump back in on those videos the next couple of days. But here's the thought. I want you to take that answer, that thought that you just had, and I want you to think of it with this. When you become the right who, you will know what to do. When you allow God to build you, to refine you, another very fancy biblical word would be to chisel right? With clay, you're chiseling off the clay and you're making the pot look beautiful, but it takes a process to get there, right? You start out as a lump that it's just like, I don't even know what I'm doing. And eventually in 5 years, it's like, wow, what God has created. When you become the right who, you will know what to do. Why? Because it's not about what you do, it's about who you are becoming. And allow that idea to start to really build for you your idea of your future. Subscribe, comment below, hit that little bell icon so that we can stay connected and continue to resource you with big topics and ideas to help you be the guy or the gal that you were made to be.